From MetLife Stadium. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Ryan Tannehill and the visiting Miami Dolphins. Here's Chandler Catanzaro ready to get this one started. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
2nd down now after the pass completion. First carry for Kenyon Drake. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. So after the INT, it's McCown now. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Draw play. Tannehill gives to Drake. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. But expanding a little bit on Kenyon Drake, interesting year because hardly used early on. Then Jay Ajayi goes to Philly, and he took over as the Dolphins' lead back after that trade.
And was never a lead back in college. He was always that accessory piece who helped him in the special teams as well. So we'll see what the Dolphins decide to do in 2018. See if they give him a little competition at that spot.
Back to throw, Tannehill looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Tannehill with a hook up to Thomas for a Dolphin first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. On first down, it's Tannehill. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
He goes underneath to Drake. And he's brought down. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Drake off the give from Tannehill. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. Out of the gun, Tannehill. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And that hits the crossbar and comes back, and it's no good. And by just a whisker, this remains a scoreless game. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The New York Jets working their way back onto the field, and last year a 3-2 start, very promising start, but then a 2-9 finish the rest of the way. Now Todd Bowles, Charles, was given the vote of confidence. He'll be back in 2018.
And I think it's a good vote of confidence, and for the right reasons. Remember, before the season, how many times have we joked that everyone we talked to said the Jets would go 0-16?
Yeah.
They were very competitive throughout the year. They played hard for Coach Todd Bowles, so that makes sense. But when you look at their offense, everyone wants to talk about the quarterback position. I don't think there's a spot on the offense that they couldn't improve with draft choices and free agency. So that's an offense that needs total retooling.
Yeah, so with the high draft pick first round, it's not a given that they're going quarterback.
Not a given, but if there's one they like, I'm pretty sure they're going to go ahead and take him.
McCown going to hand this one off to Powell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They go again with Powell. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
On 3rd down, that's Powell. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They are going for it. It's McCown. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
We go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now it's Tannehill. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. 11 more on that one, and another first down. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
1st and goal here from the 9. Again, Tannehill. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Morris Claiborne. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million. Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in. Back to the air on second down. McCown. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. And that'll make it third down. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now.
Now McCown on the bootleg. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
On the mental focus of the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth. They do go for it. It's McCown. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to be incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down.
Now let's go. 3-19. Good. All right, now look at 56.
They'll run again. Again, it's Powell. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Good.
McCown going to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now McCown. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 more there and another 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Here's McCown. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the 2nd half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
Running, it's Drake. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Play action, it's Tannehill. Going deep here for Stills. A swing pass caught. A big play that time for the Dolphins. 41 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you?
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kenyon Drake punching it in from a yard away. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This will be taken short. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Detroit! Let's go!
On 1st and 10, here's McCown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off right around the 43. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. And a long way to go for the offense here on 2nd down. Now Tannehill. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Darren Lee coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Third and long, it's Tannehill. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. This is the running back, Powell. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
McCown throwing on second. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football.
Here we go. Blue Niner. Watch it now, Barney.
They run with Powell. And that is what you call a hit stick. Put down to the ground hard, near the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, baby.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Faking the give to Powell. Now McCown. Flushed out right. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Cameron Wake in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
4 down, 4 down. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
He's back to throw. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so, but it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. You got 4. All right, now, look at 56.
Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Tannehill. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now Tannehill. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Fresh set of downs here. Tannehill now to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Now it's Tannehill. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. The protection really holding up that time. That's what you want in the 2-minute drill, but the coverage equally as good.
Yeah, I'd say it was protection both sides, right? Get it for the quarterback, make sure he had time to throw the football, and he did. Plenty of time, but nowhere to go with it downfield. So the coverage, as you noted, terrific.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Fourth down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. They snap it to Tannehill. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So now it all comes down to Chandler Catanzaro. This from long, very long range. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. First throw of overtime for McCown. Completes it to Matt Forte. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want...
Now the ball comes loose. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. First throw in overtime for Tannehill. He's going to fire one deep, middle of... Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. fumble recovery. Here's McCown. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
First throw now for the backup, Bryce Petty. Incomplete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Handoff out of the pistol, it's Drake. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Trying to get it that time to Stills, and it's third down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. And it's caught by Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On the give, this is Drake. Uses the stiff arm. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the defense is going to let him think about it a little as they use their second timeout here.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Play action, Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Dolphins on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, first down. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this is incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
No, Jack, Patriot!
Throwing on first is McCown. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. So the offense avoids disaster, keeps possession. Now it's 2nd down. Here's Tannehill. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Play action, it's Tannehill. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
So after the INT, it's McCown now. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So 2nd and 10 here. Now McCown on the bootleg. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kiko Alonso. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. The Jets on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Now McCown. The grab made by Curse over the middle. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So now it all comes down to Chandler Catanzaro. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the